Okay, good afternoon. Kalispera from Valencia. During the EuCnC, I'm in the middle from Thessaloniki and Athens, from Attica and Cyclades, because there's Patras and Athens, and two very special guests today, this afternoon. Theodoros Rokkas from Incites and Apostolos Papageorgiu from EuCnC and 5G City partner as Theodoros, right?
Yeah, we're in the same project.
In the same project, and we are looking even to announce the new followers in Twitter. So please join us in the platforms, in the website 5gcity.eu, and Twitter is a very good moment to follow the 5G activity. So talking about the 5G index, because Bernard Barani just a few minutes ago announced the latest news in Europe. So launch of 15 cities in Spain, 5 in Italy, the bids in Germany, the bids in Norway. So what's on?
UK. Okay, we have some new announcements for 5G deployments in Europe. Before these announcements, we at Incites made a study regarding, we try to identify the readiness of each country in order to deploy the 5G networks, and most importantly, not just to deploy, but also to adopt these new technologies.
From your point of view, what is the situation about 5G in Europe?
Okay, we are lagging behind. Compared with Asia, we are lagging behind, because in South Korea,
pragmatic.
Yes, because in South Korea they are announced that they have 1 million subscribers this week. So okay, we are behind.
But it's not a race. We announced that
no, we're not
a race.
Of course, it's not a race. Okay, but in order to start deploying this 5G network, we must take some necessary steps. So we must proceed with the auctions, and also we must create a regulatory framework in order for the operators to be able to deploy these dense 5G networks and be able to provide the services to the customers. Okay, in this study that we have made, it's a study that has a lot of factors. We compare the existing infrastructure, we compare the existing demand in previous technologies, the innovation landscape in each country, the human capital that is also important, and all this.
In this sense, Europe is in a good moment.
There are differences between countries. For example, the Nordic countries, countries in Scandinavia are far ahead. Countries in the Balkans and Ukraine are lagging behind. So we need to take some necessary steps in order to improve this gap between the countries.
And the importance of I guess, municipalities.
Yes, of course. We will talk later about this neutral host model, that it's important and can facilitate how municipalities can take an important role in this deployment of 5G.
Okay.
Thank you.
The 5G changed the face even of the municipality, Apostolos. As Theodoros said, the neutral host is the main idea about the new opportunity for municipalities. In some ways, a very different model by the past, where the telco dominated the scenario. Is right?
Yes, it's one of the possible business models, and municipalities could play a central role there.
5G City push very
5G City, yeah, our project pushes for that business model.
Yeah.
It would be also very nice from a competitiveness perspective and from a market perspective to see a telecom market that is not dominated by one or two major telecoms in each area.
Why the neutral host is an opportunity?
Well, it's an opportunity for different stakeholders for different reasons. I think, let's start with the citizens, who are the most important, right? I think the neutral host model, with a municipality owning some infrastructure and being able to cut slices out of it for attaching them to the networks of big telecoms or for giving them to other verticals. By having the municipality playing that role, you have a player that is not so much business driven or profit driven as other players, and could help, let's say, drive the market in a direction that is mainly for the citizens, that drive also the building of new infrastructure in a direction that is built for supporting as many citizens and as well as possible, and not to maximize some profit.
We guess at the same time that it's not easy that the municipalities have received a kind of education in these terms. we need to create information, knowledge about the.
Definitely.
5G.
Luckily, we also have a municipality in our project. We have the Barcelona municipality inside. Our constant knowledge exchange on a technical level and on a business model level will be useful for them to try to drive this neutral host model later. It remains to be seen. And again, we don't expect municipalities to reach a level of network operation knowledge of the big telecoms, and we don't expect them to play that role. The neutral host will still be a complementary role and a complementary business model in the telecom market. But yes, after some projects like the ones we're having now, we believe they can play the role.
It could be possible. So, Theodoros, we guess that obviously the 5G has commercial services, but no commercial even. And in this sense, the business model looking for what? For health, for media, for tourism, for example? You're coming from a country that...
It depends on the country.
Yeah, take advantage for the tourists.
For Greece, I suppose the vertical, as we call it, is tourism. We don't have industry, but I think we should focus in tourism. So each country...
It could be culture even.
It depends on the country. Maybe if we go into each country, it depends on the area. If going each municipality may have something specific that wants to highlight, something specific that can take advantage of what 5G offers and give this service to the customers, to its citizens, or even to tourists. It depends on the city.
The CEO of your company, Ioannis,
Yes.
make a wonderful speech last week about the 5G and stadium.
Yes.
Because the crowded spot has
Yes, so
no possibilities now to create...
most of the use cases around 5G is about media and how we are going to provide these enhanced broadband services to customers. We have all been to a stadium or to a concert where usually we don't even have a reception at your phone call and cannot make calls. 5G promises to provide the connectivity and even broadband connectivity or video or 4K high definition video in cases where there is high population density.
Okay.
So we have made a study, as Ioannis presented last week, and it's a techno-economic analysis that shows that even in stadiums right now, if they're willing to invest and make infrastructure inside the stadium, they can offer new services to their customers and also get some revenues.
And create a connection, I think, in this with various platforms as
Yes,
social.
of course. Yes, you can use, for example, the 5G platform to offer this infrastructure and lease this infrastructure later to an operator or whoever needs this infrastructure.
In case of Greece, basket and football.
I suppose for Greece, yes, probably basket,
Panathinaikos,
football, Olympiacos.
So I think that there is the fighting. You are of the same team of the Theodoros or not?
Oh, I'm still playing basketball, so I have to support the team I'm playing with.
So, back on the 5G city and EuCnC, you have 3 cities, Bristol in UK, Barcelona in Spain / Catalonia, and Lucca, Italy. How is important the role of the city in the project and the level of the test and the demo presented in the last month?
Yeah, well, from a technical perspective, as a platform,
Are you satisfied in some way?
we are satisfied with the progress. It's always like that. You always work more on the generic functionalities, on the things that you want to enable via your platform and have it applicable everywhere. And then in the later stages and later phases, you do the rollout, you do specific deployments in cities. We have started, of course, early with the city deployments here. We see differences in the different pilots. We're trying to fixing things in our platform through that.
I think we wonder even a surprise from the cities. Good surprise.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
it
Yeah. Well,
from some way unexpected in the past when you started the project. It's not easy to approach a city and to receive a positive reaction about a new technology, right?
No, we're definitely very surprised by the constant interactions in the project within the technical partners and with the cities, of course. I think we started with heavier deployments and tests in Lucca and Barcelona. We're following with Bristol intensively now, and yes, things go very well in that sense.
Thank you to Apostolos. We have some problems with the 5G, but we don't worry. It's not. with Apostolos, yes, and Theodoros. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It could be a very great pleasure to meet you again in the next future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.